All right, boys and girls, well, here we go. Very exciting. We're so excited to have these guests with us today. Thank you so much for being here. We are very interested to find out what kinds of jobs that you have. You might already be starting to think about what jobs these people might have just by looking at them. I wonder what jobs they're going to have. Now, the questions that you ask today, boys and girls, remember, they have to be yes, no, maybe, sometimes questions. And we're going to ask one question and then we're going to let all of our volunteers answer the same question to hear all of their answers. So we're not just going to ask one of them at a time. We'll ask a question and we'll hear the answer from all of them to try and work out exactly what job these people have. Once our volunteers have disappeared and they come back, they're going to come back one at a time. And I'm going to say to them, number one, we guessed that you were, and tell them the jobs that we guessed they might be. And then I'm going to say, after the children have shouted in unison, what's your line, can you reveal your job? And I'll say 1, 2, 3. And then it's your job to be loud, which I know you can do very well, and call out, what's your line? Do you think you could practice that for me now? Big loud voice, what's your line after 3? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
What's your line?
Perfect. Who wants to start us off? Who thinks they've got an amazing question that might help us work out what these people do? Lee and Preslin.
Do you wear a uniform?
So, great question. Do you wear a uniform?
Yes.
No.
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 No. No.
That's a lot to remember each time, isn't it? Thinking, okay, so who wore a uniform and who didn't? Another question. Lily. Good question, Lily. Did you go to university?
Yes.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yes.
Nope. Nope.
So I only want your question to be one that's going to help us really work out what these people do. So I'm going to get you to think for a moment, what question can I ask that's going to help me know what job these people have? Zoe.
Number 3, does your job involve fire?
Number 3, fire. Does your job
A small component.
All right. What we are going to do, boys and girls, we're going to give our volunteers a clap for all their answers to start. And now we're going to ask our volunteers, they're going to go up the stage and they're going to go and get something that helps them with their jobs. All right, boys and girls, it's now over to us. I'm going to let you have a chat to the person next to you for 2 minutes. I want you to have a think about what jobs these people could possibly have, and then after 2 minutes we're going to have a brainstorm and put some of our ideas up on the whiteboard. Okay, boys and girls, it's time for some ideas. Mrs. Kelleher's going to be our scribe. I want to hear what you think number 1 might do as a job. What might number 1 do as a job? Rachel? Doctor for number 1. Lucas? A practice nurse. Evie? Army? What specifically in the army? Jaden? A building manager. All right, hands down. Let's find out, and then let's find out a bit of information about these people. Boys and girls, we are going to welcome back our volunteers to the stage one at a time. Are you ready to find out what they did? Yeah. Are you ready to find out? Yeah. Are you ready to find out? Yeah. Right. Volunteer number 1. Give them a clap. Okay, number 1, we guessed you were a doctor, nurse, a surgeon or an army medic. After the children have shouted out, what's your line, can you please reveal your job? 1, 2, 3.
What's your line?
I am a nurse who currently works at a nursing home and at the hospital.
Thank you so much, number 1. Give them a round of applause. Now let's welcome back to the stage number 2.
What's your line?
I'm a logistics specialist.
A logistics specialist. Number 3.
What's your line?
So I'm a security project manager.
Number 4.
I'm manager of a printing company.
Welcome number 5.
I am a computer programmer.
We welcome to the stage number 6.
I'm a data center technician.
A data center technician. Can we please give number 6 a clap? Okay, boys and girls, it's now going to be the chance for us to have a chat to these people in small groups. So what we're going to do, we're going to make some groups around our hall, and our volunteers are going to be there, and you can ask them some more questions about their job and find out what things they do in their job, maybe how they trained for their job, and find out how they got into their job. Maybe it's a job that you might like to have in the future.
This would give an opportunity for students in classes to connect their learning to real life experiences outside of the classroom, so they could see the purpose of why they learn what they do in the classroom. It's brilliant that they see people from a really wide range of occupations talk about the sorts of skills that they learnt at school that they now use in their occupations. I think it also gives our students a broader understanding of possible careers, and also that careers have got no boundaries. Males, females, anybody can do anything, and I think that's a really great message.
Today's activity was really helpful to the students because they got to see some jobs that they may not have heard about, and they got to work in small groups with some of the volunteers, and they got to find out firsthand what some of the jobs were like, and they all looked really engaged and they were learning lots of new things. I can totally see how I could go back and run that exact same activity with my own kids, get them to research some of the jobs further.
Kids only know what they know, and so they only sometimes see jobs that they've got with their parents or their community around them might have. So we try to teach our kids the capabilities of the jobs of the future, and today they really got the chance to see some of those jobs. It's really easy to run these activities because, you know, having just 6 jobs up there and having people from the community or from, you know, outside of our local community, getting them to just come and to give an hour of their time to let us know about their jobs, it was really easy.
I think what the event does is it actually opens their eyes to different career opportunities. It opens their eyes to being able to listen to people actually in the career, and I think actually having a volunteer and having a person from all different varieties of jobs actually allows them to hear the passion that comes out of the volunteers and really find out the questions and answer any questions they have about jobs that they could potentially end up in their future. If I was to talk to other principals, I would highly recommend this program. Not only is it valuable for your students, it's valuable for your staff, and it really is an engaging activity that the students can do very, very easily. Not only do you get the opportunity to engage in the project, but you get the skills to actually do that in all other facets and play this sort of game show mentality to really look at different types of careers for the students.
I've been now part of the Inspiring the Futurist volunteer for about 2 years now, and I just think it's important, and it aligns with our company as well, about wanting to inspire the future and get the future involved in print manufacturing and getting them to understand what it all means. I always enjoy these experiences, and I really do love it. It's an opportunity for me to give back and to really help inspire, even if it's that one child.
The thing that surprised me was like the way that the people do their job and stuff. The thing that surprised me was I had no idea what a data technician was, and I got to find out what that was today.
Well, what surprised me was that all of the jobs weren't like normal jobs that you like average jobs. They were very out there.
What I liked about it was that we all had to work together to guess what all the jobs were, and it was like a challenge, like celebrity heads.
What I learned from it was that there's a lot of different jobs that are actually not your everyday job. Like I wanted to be, like say I wanted to be a fireman, whereas you could have been like someone who prints out PS4 boxes.
On behalf of Elderslie Public School, we would like to say thank you for the Inspiring Future for showing us about different careers. We have a small gift to present to each of the volunteers.
Big round of applause for all of our other volunteers as well.